Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today we've got something a little different. This is a Chibson Les Paul Custom. Just showed up from today from Polaris for Music. It is, so far from what I can see, a very well built guitar. It's actually, I think, better than my Black Beauty Custom. It's a little heavier. The build quality, the attention to detail on this is a little better. It's got a real bone nut. It's pretty wild that everything in between, the paint job is just perfect in this seam right here. Along the joints, it is perfect. It's absolutely perfect there. It showed up with a fairly low action. Fairly low. Could probably get it better. And it showed up in tune. I have not been able to keep it in tune. No, the tuners are junk. They're typical junk Chinese Grovers. But it's got, it's got the good fret nib binding on it. It's pretty, I wouldn't say immaculate. There's some, I think in the light you can see some scratching there. But the build quality on these things is really, really nice. There might be, it's so hard to tell, but it looks like when they were scraping the paint off, maybe they just missed a teeny tiny spot on the binding. It's not that big a deal. It's really not. Plugged it in. Plugged the old girl in. Clean tones do pretty good. Just straight through the amp with, a little bit of gain on it. It's not bad. You put any distortion pedal on it, it just like the other one. The feedback's ridiculous. The pickups are not good. But that's fine. What we're gonna do with this, we're gonna try to do an interesting project with this one. I'm gonna try to get it as close, there goes my pick, try to get it as close to the 1974 Les Paul Custom Randy Rhoads used. We're gonna try to get it as close. And I'm pretty sure his was just a stock 74. But we're going to try to get all the electronics as close as possible. And we'll see what happens. It's got the big button, the big flat strap buttons, but they're going to get changed out for strap locks. I have not had the covers off yet, so I don't know what the inside looks like. Haven't had the pickups out. But otherwise, this thing it's a really nice guitar. We're even going to try to age this a little bit. There's a couple different ways to do that. And what I mean by aging, we're going to try to get the old cream set in that naturally takes a little bit of time. But what we're going to do, we'll probably try a couple different things. I've seen some where people can take a UV light, build like a box, stick whatever you're trying to age into that like antique ivory color. encapsulate it in that box and have the light on it. You know, sticking it in a window, direct sunlight for however long. We're going to try a couple different things. But we're going to definitely try. And I'm not sure how well it's going to do. Like, I've got to figure out the time to do it. I got to figure out the different angles to make sure it does it nicely. Although, real guitars don't age 100%. Like, you'll see a ton of the old Cherry Burst guitars where the front, like, or not Cherry Burst, sorry, like the Cherry SGs, the older ones, where they've almost browned the front and the back is just cherry red. You know, because you're playing like this. And if they're sitting in a storefront, in the window, the sun's hitting the front. You're not advertising a guitar like, hey, look at my ass. You're like, no, look at my front. But, so we got that cool project to go on. And we're going to see how this old girl does through the aging process. The electronics, we'll change them out. It's going to play great. I already know that. Yeah. The bridge and tailpiece are going to go. I haven't decided, but it's nice. They are the small pin, like ABR style. So I may just be able to change out the bridge without actually removing the pins. I'm hoping. I'm going to do a little research, take my measurements, talk to the guys at Sweetwater, Stumac, all that, just to make sure that, I got it's correct before I just buy something. Yeah, these Chibson guitars are an interesting thing. They really are. I know I've said this before, but for those of you guys that are hands-on, like to fiddle around with stuff, just tinker around, these are fantastic for the price. This was $240, I think. And you're not going to find something this nice for that anywhere. These things are great. You don't care if you beat them up because they're so affordable. They're insanely affordable compared to the American counterparts. And the quality on the build quality on this and the attention to detail is definitely better than my legitimate 2022 Gibson Les Paul Standard that I bought brand new. That I still need to do a video on that guitar. And we will eventually. But I don't know what we're going to do with the tuners. I'm definitely going to get different ones. I don't know if I'm going to go with like the crazy milk bottle ones that I have on my Black Beauty, because those are just goofy looking. I don't know. I like being goofy and different. We may go with maybe black ones, or maybe we'll just do the chrome or the gold, which I actually may have a set of gold Grovers left over from an Epiphone custom. And the headstock broke, and I parted the thing out. But this is going to be a fun project. I'm looking forward to it. And then I've got a Kathy custom built guitar that's going to show up, and it's really cool. It's really cool. I just placed the order, so it's going to be a while before I get that custom build. And then if I like it, I've got a second custom build I'd like her to do for me. Anyway, guys, I think that's it. This thing is super white. It's whiter than white. This thing it's Gandalf the white. It's so fucking white. it needs a little age on it. It's too white. It's bland, it's too white. I think it's kind of ugly. But I couldn't ask for more. It's not in tune anymore, is it? Alright guys, thanks for tuning in. We'll keep you all updated. It's really cool to see this Chibson community growing. And hell, I'm just a little guy. I've only got like 16 subscribers on my channel. But there's this community is going crazy. I'm starting to see these things pop up everywhere on Facebook Marketplace. And some people are like, I want $800 for this. And it's like, you message them, did you change anything? Is it all stock? Oh, it just showed up like this. It's a great guitar. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not. I could just get a custom one and then redo the electronics to upgrade them to superior quality for less than the price you're asking for. You know, people are getting a little ridiculous with this, and I hope it doesn't screw us in the long run, because these are absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in, and we'll keep you posted on the journey with the Randy Rhoads custom build. Speaking of old Randy, there he is up there. In all his glory. Alright guys, you all have a great night, and keep on chibbing.